All right. Hi, everybody. I am Danielle Morris. I am co-owner of H&G Healing Gift Emporium, located in Paducah, Kentucky, with my sister. I'm a spiritual life coach and mentor. I do Reiki. I'm a brain spotter, Akashic records. I work with the elementals, and I just get to help people, clients, transform their lives, remove old energy that no longer serves the baggage from past life to present, just so we can anchor our inner divinity and our power and get our power back for everybody, because we've been raised with a lot of conditioning and programming, inherited ancestral stuff, and we're just trying to break those cycles. So we live more of a harmonious life, but also our kids, because when we heal ourselves, we heal 7 generations behind us and 7 generations in the future. So it's just the cycle that we get to do, because that's why we're here. So let me pull up my notes real quick. That's not my notes. There we are. So with my awakening and stuff, it probably started about 9 years ago, 8, 9 years ago. And I didn't really know what was going on. I know I was shifting because I went through a big breakup. And I know when you go through a spiritual awakening, it can be from trauma, breakups, and stuff like that, life happening towards us. So it started about almost 9 years ago. And so when I moved back to Kentucky, and I felt bipolar, I was in a good mood, then I wanted to cry. And then just the people I worked with, waiting tables and working with the community, it was just really, really struggle and really hard. My older sister started talking to me about, because she didn't live here yet. She was like, get into crystals. You need to start doing this. So I would go down to the metaphysical store and buy chakra bracelets and all this fun stuff. And there's at times like crystals, they would shatter and break and stuff. So life was just kind of crazy. But then I started deep diving into, meditations, reading more books, buying witchcraft and this, because I just wanted to learn all this cool stuff. So just whatever I could get my hands on is what I started deep diving in, just so I can understand what's going on, because I knew there was a shift and I just didn't know what it was. About 5 years ago, I got into Reiki. I became a Reiki master. I was able to start self-healing, but my life was still chaos. And there was just days I was depressed. I didn't want to wake up. I just had this heavy energy on me that I just could not shake no matter what I did. I was in a bad mood. I mean, I wasn't happy, to say the least. It was a struggle from COVID, and I think a lot of us went through this. Um, so, starting about COVID about 2023, and I found mentors, someone to help me. I got a lot of healing sessions to do this, just to help me feel better and shift my mood. I mean, deep down inside, I knew that I had to keep fighting. And there was something that kept me going and stuff. My daughter kept me going, but it was just like I could not shake that heaviness. So even paying thousands of dollars to a mentor and stuff, I would get a healing session from her. Then it would, 2 days later, I was right back at the bottom. And when I found one of my other mentors, she helped me understand I was going through a dark night of the soul. And so it's not scary to be like talking about the dark night of the soul, definitely, but it's where we get to start healing and past life stuff come up, things that more trauma wounds and stuff like that start showing up. And so then I started deep diving into Akashic sessions and going in my past lives to clear and heal the energy, because a lot of that stuff, like we call them witch wounds, they were afraid to be seen and stuff like that, or were afraid to speak up. And it was just a lot of energy and stuff started coming in to where, so that's what really started my spiritual awakening. And so just being able to navigate and understand, like, I wasn't crazy, I wasn't bipolar, you know but it was just all this because we're in a time of ascension, and ascension means to self-heal. And so that's what we're doing in this life. We are healing and excavating every single thing that's happened to us. We've had thousands of past lives, And that's what everything's coming up to the surface so we can heal. So when we go through these dark nights of the soul, experience these things, get triggered by family, friends, it's a mirror for us, a reflection for us to start healing and start facing what's going on. And excuse me, there was one time, it was a couple years ago, I was driving home and I was on my street and I felt like a massive car wreck. And I was like, what the heck? And there was nobody on the car on the road with me. And so when I got home, I pulled into the driveway and I got out my door and it looked like a dandelion, like the ones you blow. It looked like that went underneath my car. And I was like, do I look? I don't know if I want to look. And I was like, okay. So I crawled down and I looked and I didn't see anything. And so I called my sister and I was talking to her and I was like, dude, and I told her, she was like, oh my God. She's like, that was a fairy. She saved your life from a massive car wreck. And I felt that energy. But it was just crazy that was like one of my first experiences feeling spirit. And so it was just, I mean, it was just super crazy. So then I went down a rabbit hole and started working with fairies and stuff like that and deep diving into all the cool stuff. But so my intention for today is just to kind of give you my point of view. Um, know that it's safe in this group. And if you do work with me in the future, that it's always, I create a safe space, no judgment, because we've all been through it. We've all experienced stuff. And it's just an honor to hold space for people to help them on their journey as well. So, and then if there's anything you guys want to ask questions or something, this is an open, safe space as well. So I'm going to do a little grounding technique just to get us back grounded and everything else. So if you want to close your eyes, keep your eyes open, that's fine. And this once you take deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And just focus on that breath. Focus on your heart space. As you breathe in and breathe out. So now you can imagine roots growing out of the bottom of your feet or from your tailbone, from your root chakra, and you want it to go all the way into the ground, just like a tree. And just keep breathing in and out, in through your nose and out through your mouth. And imagine those roots going all the way down through the earth, through all the soil, the different rocks, the elements. And you want to push those roots all the way to the center of the earth, the core of the earth. Some people think it's another earth. It's beautiful with trees and waters and crystals. Some think it's hot and multy. Whatever you believe, whatever you feel, it's fine. So as you get these roots all the way down to the center of the earth, find something to anchor it in. And just keep breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now, in the next breath, imagine all the energy, just pulling all that energy from all the way above, from heaven, through the cosmos, and pulling it all the way down through your body, all the way through your legs, or through your tailbone, into that cord, into those cords. Take another one and just keep pulling all that energy all the way down through your body, all the way out through your feet, your tailbone, to the center of the earth. One more big one. Bring it all the way down. And just notice how you feel. Do your feet feel heavy? Does your butt feel heavy? Do you just feel a sense of more of peace and relaxation? Our soul is energetic, and we like to anchor her and him to our bodies. So by pulling all of the energy down, it helps ground us into the earth, which the earth is alive. She takes care of us. We get to breathe. We get to feel. We get to see. We get that morning sun, even the nightly moon. So we have to be conscious on grounding every day if we can. Pay attention to your body. Do you have any uncomfortable? Do you have anxiety, heartburn, headache, or anything else uncomfortable in your body? And what you can do is pull energy from the earth to help you with your anxiety. to get rid of your pain, get rid of the headaches, and just pull that energy, that essence from the earth, from Mother Gaia. Pull it back up your feet or your tailbone. Pull that energy to that spot where you need it the most. Just imagine it white colored, gold. Maybe you need blue. Maybe you need some red or pink for some love. Whatever you need, just pull that energy up, up, and into that spot, into that space in your body. And just allow that energy to sit in that space. Allow it to shift and move. And let it make you feel alive and happy and healthy. Now that we have shifted, you can push anything else down your cords that you don't need today or tomorrow or the next day. Anytime you have anxiety, a headache, any pains, or anything, just grow your roots, grow them into the earth, and push them down to her and ask her to give you cleansing energy. By staying grounded, we are more balanced, our mind's more open. It calms our anxiety, it helps with depression. One last breath and just push everything back down to the earth. And whenever you're ready, open your eyes. Oh, that helped out tremendously. It's just what I needed. I hope it felt good for you guys too. So, what is spiritual awakening? Awakening is where we go through a process, a shift in vibration, where we get to self heal and remove our past lives, trauma, conditioning, control, ego, old beliefs, old ways of thinking, just the old constructs that hold us back from our authentic self, which is our soul, our inner divinity. We are here to make heaven on earth. We are here to transcend into our light body and experience and create the best world possible. So, a lot of times, a lot of people will say, I'm just broken, I got to be fixed. We're never broken, we're experiencing. And a lot of times it's the awakening because it's making us uncomfortable and it's shaking things up. So it makes us feel like we're broken, and because a lot of stuff happens. And so we're like, oh, we're stupid, we didn't do this or something, like we're broken, but it's not. It's just it's like an earthquake in our body. All these stored emotions and triggers and stuff like that are stuck in this body. So it has to get shaken up for us to come to surface because it's energy. Everything's energy. And so as that energy comes up, we have to face it and we have to heal it. It's not blissful and it can feel very overwhelming. Like when I was going through my dark night of the soul, oh my gosh, it was just a struggle to get up, but I know I had to keep pushing. But it was just some of those days I just couldn't even smile, I'm being a hairdresser. It was like hard to even, I was rude to my clients and, rude to the people I worked with, but it was just so heavy. I just didn't know what was going on. Does this sound like any experiences that you guys are experience or anything?
Definitely. I don't know if you want us to talk about it,
Yeah,
but
baby,
yeah.
go ahead.
Oh God, I've been through so many dark nights of the soul. But it is pretty profound how once you get through it, how much your life starts to elevate in certain ways. And so anytime one comes up for me, I just kind of remember like, you are going to get through this and it's going to get better, even though it sucks right now. So it's kind of one of those things that helps me move through them versus kind of staying stuck in that energy. So yeah, I know what you're talking about for sure.
Yeah.
hmm
Well, it's hard. I mean, we all chose to be here in this life. We created contracts before we came into this world, and we want to experience this. We want to have this many kids. We want to marry this. We want to do this. We want to do that. So like we're experiencing all this stuff. Also, we have to clear every past life. And since we were a child, like all the inner child work, it's just this life is all about healing. And it is just, it's not comfortable. But it's okay when you find your mentors and guides, to help you, finding the right ones. It took me a second to find one. Now I have her and she's been in my life for what, 3 years now, 2, 3 years. And it's just like without her, I wouldn't be where I am today. And so as I do this spiritual awakening, because it's like a roller coaster, we have to go down before we can go back up. So when we go down to excavate some of the darkness, then we get to come up to a higher vibration. And then we drop back down and then we come up to a higher vibration. So it's just a constant battle of up and downs and understanding when we have these lows and like we're pouring from an empty cup during the week, like 3 or 4 more days than having happy days, it's normal. And I used to beat myself up and it was just, I call myself names and everything else. And it's just, but it's just a process. And now I'm able to face it head on now and be like, okay, here we go. Spirit, I need this, and that today, creating those intentions and stuff because but it's a learning curve. We're human. It's supposed to be messy and experimental and, it's shit's changing and it's so cool. So, so a little bit about the awakening symptoms. So, some of the signs are vivid dreams or night activations, even nightmares. Dreams, they become more intense, because dreams can be also insightful from prophetic, is what they call it. It's for our soul, or our guides. So being a human, like in the waking days and stuff, because with our psychic gifts and stuff as they come on, our ego gets in the way. So we block everything. Like, oh no, I didn't see that, I didn't hear that. So as when we are sleeping, it's like our conscious is shut off and our subconscious is awake. So we're able to receive insights and information and guidance. So especially with dreams, how to interpret them. There's so many dream books and everything else. I use Google because Google will give you 20 responses in 2 seconds. So you don't want to overanalyze it. So for instance, I had a dream the other night and I was in the dream with my sister and we're walking. I think it's winter time, walking down this path. And then I look over and there's like 15 zebras and they're asleep. So one is standing on its fours, the other one is on its back with its feet up. There's the other one was sitting on its butt, and this other one like almost looked like it's making letters or something or symbols. And it was just like, yeah, 10 or 15 of them, and they were all asleep. And it was like, okay. So I kept going. I don't remember the rest. But when I woke up, I was like, what the heck is that? So as I Googled it, it was talking about the yin and yang, black and white, harmony and balance. And I was like, oh, okay. So it's just the simplest things. And a lot of times with the vivid dreams, when you wake up, you hold on to that memory and that feeling from the dreams. So it's like those are more like informational and that you got to maybe write down in a dream journal or and the wait to see what else or sit in meditation and see what other insights and information comes into it because yeah, the ones that you remember when you wake up is the ones that you need to write down and talk with your spirit guides or a mentor about and stuff. My mouse is going crazy. So in a lot of times with the dreams and stuff, we don't we have so many of them, they all coincide that we don't remember it because I don't want to get too deep, but it's other dimensions. So when we're in realities of our dream state, when we come back here, it doesn't make sense because it was a different dimension and reality that our soul is visiting. So I won't go too deep on there. But if you have questions and definitely need help with that, let me know because I will help you. So emotional sensitivities, we have mood swings, feeling others' energy, and then it's crucial to find tools to help keep us balanced. I teach people how to clear and protect their energy, how to create intentions every day. Because once I started doing that, I'm a hairdresser also. I do 30, 35 haircuts a shift. And as I'm doing them, it's, by 2 o'clock, I'm dead. I'm tired. I'm so worn out. Now that I'm consistent with clearing and protecting my energy and cutting people's energy off of me, I am more energized and I stay energized for the whole day. So, I mean, it's crucial for us not to carry other people's energy. You know, they're bullshit. It's not our responsibility. So when you interact with people and family and stuff like that, it's okay to send their energy back to them when they leave because that's their problem, not ours. And so that's the way you got to look at it, especially like if you go into Walmart. We all love going into Walmart, so thousands of people pass through there every day. And so since everything's energy and we leave our energy signatures everywhere, those people from like 2 months ago that, say 30,000 people, their energy's still in that store. So when you walk in there, you pick up everything. So all of a sudden you're in a good mood and now you're ready to, throat punch fight everybody because you picked up someone else's emotion. And so by witnessing and experiencing that stuff and understanding that, oh, it's not mine, you know, don't self-sabotage and beat up like, I did, but we have to learn too. But it's just when you walk in there, you can call on your angel and ask them, cover me, put you in a raincoat. And then when you're walking out, take the raincoat off and give it to your guides or your angel and be like, okay, clear my energy, let's clear. But it's also a nice way too, because we have so much love and compassion in our hearts, because deep down we are made of love. And so if you exude that love out of your heart when you walk in there and you shoot it like you're beaming, like Iron Man out of his hands, and it's just coming out of your heart like a Care Bear, and you're just like, spread love everywhere, just spread love everywhere, and just keep pushing that out. Other people will pick that up and get a piece of that love. Like when you smile at somebody and they're like, oh my God, you just made my day. It's because it's that conscious choice of we are all love and we're here living a human experience and it's just hard as hell. So those are little some tidbits for you. So there's sometimes too, like we have heightened intuition, like our clairvoyance, where we could see, clairaudience, we can hear, clear knowing. But sometimes, like my newest one, it's like I'll be sitting there and I'll see a flash of white, a flash of black, or like a blue light. And so those are just like colors and stuff, like the white one for me is yes, the black one's no, the blue's maybe. It's still confusing. I'm still trying to figure it out. But it's just like flashes. You might see something out of the corner of your eye, or, you just know in your gut, or your phone's getting ready to ring and you're thinking about your spouse or friend or something, and then all of a sudden the phone rings and it's them. Like when my daughter, if we snap all day and because she's at college, so I'll just be sitting there and I'll think about her like something. And I'm like, oh God, what happened? Oh my God. And then she's sending me a Snapchat, because you over freak out, over analyze everything. But just having that clear knowing, that no, that's not right. Take what resonates and what doesn't, then just let it go. It's okay. We have to try to trust without fear. I learned this week in a retreat I'm in. There's only fear and love. There's only two. So it's everything. If you even break down the fear, it's something maybe lacking love, or it came from a loving place that turned into a fear that creates that ball of energy that turns it into fear. And that's what we shoot out as fear. So it's not, I mean, that's another process. Like you just have to learn how to, okay, I'm not going to be scared. I'm going to get out of my comfort zone, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then it's just because we were never taught to trust. We were not ever or be gentle with ourselves or to receive or be selfish. Because then it's like, if we want to win something, oh, don't be so selfish. We never was taught to receive that stuff. So we block everything. We block all the goodness that we're supposed to receive. So learning how to reprogram that and allowing yourself to receive the love and the compassion from the universe, or the lottery or this or that. And it's it just takes time. It really does. So some other symptoms, it could be tingling, your sleep changes, waking up at 3 in the morning, 2:50. It's been me the last couple of days. Um, and it's just like all of a sudden it's like your soul jumps back into your body and you're wide awake at 3:33, and stuff like that. And that happens more often when you're in awakening, or energy surges, like you are wired, like took a whole bunch of ADD medicine and you're like, oh, it's good. And then all of a sudden you crash for 3 days. Those are normal patterns of awakening. Um, Normalizing body changes during awakening, pains, joint pain, headaches. Mine is like the elbow, like tendonitis or whatever. It's not all the time, but it happens a lot. Like my feet ache. Like, I don't know, like I get out of bed and they're just aching. So a lot of this time, I'll just lay because I do Reiki, so I'm able to lay that on there. But most of the time, it's just the energy surges. It is the Schumann resonance off the sun. It's just making your body uncomfortable because it's never experienced it before. So we have to go through um, these really uncomfortable things. So most of the time, if you go to the doctor and be like, this is what's going on, and they can't find any results, it's because of your spiritual awakening, because they're never going to be able to find it. It's just so trying to learn how to navigate through it, not take so much ibuprofen and Tylenol, maybe just use ice and call in your angels and be like, okay, can you release this pain a little bit? I need some help. So the other one is shedding beliefs, identifying the shifts, and allowing rebirth. So, is there things that, like, say in the last 5 years, that you were raised with or taught that has slowly shifted out of balance, or not out of balance, but have shifted out of your mind and just experiences and situations and things just completely shift and like Mandela effects, for instance, like stuff is like, oh, okay. It's just stuff that's kind of gradually just leaving your mind, your body, you know. It's like jobs, friendships, things just exit out. And so that's what spiritual awakening does also. It's what no longer serves you will not be in your life. So, and that's belief systems, and all these other things that, old constructs and stuff like that. That's what helps. The spiritual awakening removes what no longer serves you and what you don't need moving forward. The other signs of spiritual awakening are the synchronicities and like two people having the same idea, but angel numbers 333, 111, 1111, 1212. I mean, follow me on Facebook. Most of the time, I'm posting them all the time because there's some days I catch every single one of them at every hour. And and there's some days I don't get any. I've had every three-digit number from 0 to 9 twice in the last 5 years. And so I was like, "Oh, what's that again? Do I get a level up or what?" You know what I mean? It was like, but it wasn't not understanding. And so I used Google for everything. It's like animals, insects, and I was like, I'd be outside and I saw a slug, and I'm like, okay, Google, what does slug mean spiritually? It's perseverance. What does a grasshopper mean? Abundance and luck, especially if it jumps. Spiritually, slugs symbolize perseverance. My phone just wanted to join in on the conversation. I guess I said, okay, Google. Oh my gosh, how funny. But like ants, like, take from they stay strong. Let me think, snakes. Snakes shed. So you need to shed your old beliefs, your old energies, so you can rebirth into something new. It's just like birds, um, raccoons. Raccoons are because they wear a mask. And if they show up a lot, it's telling you to take off your mask. Even the dead ones. Spirit said, even the dead ones. I was driving one day and I saw 5 dead ones, and I was like, seriously? So I was like, okay. But um the winged spirits, like an owl could be associated with Athena, the goddess, but a lot of times they're messengers, it's wisdom. And so when you Google these and find the answers to it, you take what resonates, and then what doesn't, you let it go. And then because with our physical human eyes, we don't get to see spirit or unless you have the clairs of clairvoyance. So they come in as numbers, messages from strangers, and animals and stuff like that. So just pay attention, see what you start noticing, because you'll notice like a lot more things come in than what you realize. And so when you do that, it's like, oh, okay, this is cool. I had a friend, this was maybe springtime, April, May, March, April. He came in and he just looked dark and just sad, mad, depressed, everything. And I'm like, he gets in my chair and I'm cutting his hair and I'm like, what is going on? He's like, me and her are fighting. I'm living on the couch. And, just all this stuff was just turmoil and turmoil. And he was just like, I was like, bro, I'm so sorry. If you need anything, let me know. 2, 3 months later, he come in and I was like, oh, I was like, what? Did you get remarried? Did you find a new girlfriend or what? Because he just had that major glow about him. And I was like, okay. He's like, oh no, wait till I tell you. And I'm like, okay. So it was a few more minutes before I had him in my chair. And he started his spiritual awakening. Between him and his wife fighting and everything just like dumped on him and exploded. He went down and started doing a spiritual awakening. He started awakening up to the crap that he's done, been in and out of jail. And he just like all this stuff, like God, spirit guides were just throwing everything in front of his face, like to, like, oh, and then having him face everything to where from a point of a love space though, like he was telling me, he's like, oh my God, I feel so bad for half the stuff I done. And I was like, that's good. Okay. What else has happened? He got his relationship back together with his dad and his mom. He hasn't spoken to him in years. And he talks to his dad every single day. And it was just the craziest thing. And then we were talking about stuff. And he's like, some of the stuff my dad tells me, he's like, he's never been a talker. It's a worker, let's go build this, let's go do that. And it was just as he was talking and realized it's going to bring tears to my eyes because I was like, so everybody that is here, like not everybody is ascending. Not everybody's going to go through a spiritual awakening. Does that make sense? So not all of us chose to do this work. So the ones that are not ascending, don't go through that, doesn't understand what we're doing, what's going on. So as we and I like for him, I was talking, I was like, oh, your dad's waking up and stuff like that. And it popped in and I was like, oh, some of our parents are waking up just enough to help guide us on this journey to help us get us where we need to go. It doesn't mean that they're doing the whole work. It's their awakening enough to support us and love us to help us do our work that we need to do. That's so important. So I was like, oh, I was like, it was amazing. So brings tears to my eyes because it's beautiful. Because, it's growing up Catholic, I was an altar girl. We weren't allowed to do any of this stuff, psychic spirits and everything else. It was just not allowed. My older sister had more gifts than I did, but as we get older, stuff like that, we open this beautiful store to help people. And my mom's our biggest fan. She's our biggest supporter. And so she has awakened enough to where she understands what we're doing and how we love God. And God is behind us 100%. And no matter what, she still goes to mass sometimes. We go with her. It's okay. You know what I mean? Because it's a base, it's a system, it's a foundation. Wherever your foundation is, that's what you want to do and hold on to. Just because a lot of people don't want to go to church anymore or read the Bible and stuff like that, that's okay. Because it's more about us shifting and looking at the world through a new set of eyes and lenses and understanding these new concepts and anchoring this new stuff, but being one with our inner divinity, our soul. That's what matters. And that's why we're here is to excavate that so we can be one with our soul, so we can create heaven on earth. And so with that, we're able to work with God, angels, gods, goddesses, and all these other immortal spiritual beings and to help harness and have the best life ever. So we can be filled with love and abundance. We can manifest whatever we want. We get to have the life of our dreams because it's all of our birthrights to have this. And so with that, that's why we have these guides here to help us so we can anchor all that stuff in and shift. And it's just super cool that I've seen it in my mom waking up enough to where she understands what I'm saying, doing, and just be able to love and support me. And it's just absolutely amazing. So let's see. Sorry, I was just checking my notes. So tools and practices for supports, grounding tools, breathing, going out in nature, hugging a tree, walking barefoot, or just standing there, envisioning your roots going down and pulling everything from above, below. Body awareness, if there's something out of balance or something, a lot of pain. Like I had a gal the other day, she was like, this hurts. What is this? And I said, your kidney. She's like, why? And I go, do you have any fear? And then I was like, what are you fearing? She's like, oh my God, you're right. So stuff like that. I don't have it in here. It's in my sister's office. It's Heal the Body by Louise Hayes. It's in there, like I have fungus on my toenail. Sorry, I'm not trying to be personal, but anyways, so I have fungus. And so when I look up fungus, it says not wanting to release the past. And then it gives you an affirmation to read with it. And so, like affirmations, if you read them, the affirmations, if you read it, it's like 5 to 6 times, 3 or 4 times a day, it'll shift that energy. So, because like the energy comes in the body and it gets stuck because distorted energy, having living in fear, um, with the anxiety and each part. And so this book is really cool because you could read through it and it'll tell you whatever it is, you look it up. And then it says the reason behind it. And then on the right, it gives you the affirmation. So you can just consciously shift that energy and move that energy by just stating those affirmations and everything. It's pretty cool. So energy cleansings. So there's so many that you can use. Smudging using sage or other cedar, sweetgrass, there's a couple of the ones you can burn. We carry ones that you can burn, and also we carry ones room sprays that are essential oils with distilled water and they have crystals in them. So you can use that to clear yourself. I have like Florida water. This is like really good. You can put it in a spray bottle or just put it on your hands and kind of just go like that over your body. Salt baths are really good. Um, Most of the time, I tell people to do a salt bath once a week. You can't get into a bath and do a foot bath and just pour the salt in there, envisioning all the energy going down through your feet and into the water, to the salt water, and then you can, dump that and stuff. Visualization, anything, just imagining it going away, like envisioning a certain color in your body and you expand that light out everywhere and it just pushes everything out off of you. You can do it that way also. Like earlier when I said protecting your energy, shields, boundaries, cord cutting. So a shield is like what I said when you went into Walmart, like a raincoat. So in the mornings you can put on a shield, you can put on an armor, you can put yourself in a box, raincoats. There's just so many options. A light, just whatever, like you feel comfortable. And it's good to practice these things because you can see what works and what doesn't work. But the more we use it, the more it works. And then once we allow it to work, then it works even better because then our ego gets in the way and goes, yeah, that's not right. So shields every day. Boundaries, saying no. It is hard not to say no, especially to family and friends. But when you start to say no, it creates that healthy boundary. And if you can't speak no, say it energetically and keep doing it. Like for instance, when I go cut hair, nothing's allowed to attach to me from anybody else. Nothing for me can attach to them. So just stuff like that. Like when I go into Walmart, nothing's coming home with me, you know, and just stuff, you could just use simple ones like that. Just creating those healthy boundaries. I don't allow spirit to come in my space. I don't allow these people in my space. I don't allow this. And then being able to say no and honoring your energy. Telling, you have a friend that always constantly, I need help, I do that, and telling them no one day, that's creating a healthy boundary. So working on stuff like that, cord cutting. So cord cutting, since we're energy and we have auras, when we're in space of each other, when we leave, we're going to have energetic cords connected to us. Like a mother and a daughter, mother and son. We have one cord that's connected to us for life because we always know what's wrong with the kid. Something's wrong. No, I'm fine. No, I feel like something's wrong. That's your intuition on that cord. So when you're working with people, working in the hospital, working with the city, like me doing hair, and create the intentions, cut cords after each haircut from me to them to me, so we're not energetically connected. As soon as they get up out of my chair, their shit goes with them, is what I say. So doing that daily. So then we're not so exhausted. Because when we just hold all that energy, it just weighs us down. So when we're creating boundaries and doing all these things, we're honoring our space and our energy to where we're not we're not getting sick, tired, and all this other stuff. Because when the energy builds up, we that's when we get colds, sicknesses, sinus infections, and stuff like that. So doing the salt baths or the foot soaks, I use a salt scrub every day. By clearing your energy and protecting it, you won't get sick so often. like with kids should be taking a salt bath with once a week, especially going to schools because with all the energy and stuff and the people. Um, and just things like that. That's honoring your body and your energy. And so creating, clearing your energy and stuff. And like we do that here also in my sessions, I do those also. Clear the aura and cut all the cords and everything else. All right, so I'm going to show you an angel fire clearing, share with you an angel fire clearing, just a quick cleansing to where you imagine all the energy just going off of you. And then just, I want us to see how you guys feel. We are going to use color Jasper Red. So like, you know what color Jasper Red looks like? It's just a red crystal. It's like just red. Think of red, like a red with a little bit of brown in it. It's PJ, it's almost like your clock, not the clock on the outside of the clock, like that color, Jasper Red. So you're gonna call in the angels. We're gonna it's angel fire, Jasper Red is what we say. Okay. So we call in our angels, and then they're gonna have a bucket of this color, and it's just gonna pour on us like a waterfall. Okay. And just envision all that stuff that's on you goes right into the ground so it can be cleansed and recharged. Okay. So you can close your eyes, or if you want, or anything, just take a deep breath in and out. All right. Angel fire, Jasper Red, shower on us with your beautiful waterfall. Cleanse all of our energy. Cleanse what no longer serves us. What's not ours must go now. And just imagine all that stuff going into the ground. And if you need to have them do it again, have them do it again. I felt that. Did you guys feel it? I see you yawning, PJ. Are you yawning because of me, or did you feel it? The simple things like that, whatever you need in that spur of a moment. That's why the angels are always with us and stuff. Our guide's always with us. But I mean, when we're feeling grounded and cleared, this is the way we should feel. Remember this feeling of like, it's so peaceful. It's like almost you're ready for a nap, but it's just nice and relaxing. And then, so as we work with our energy, when we don't feel like this, we know something is near us, on us, in our space that doesn't need to be there. So connecting to our mind, body, and spirit and understanding, the different tingles for, feelings and everything else that comes up, we're like, okay, something's not right. So that's when you navigate and deep dive and like, okay, what do I do about this? Do I need to get a session? Do message me and ask or something, stuff like that. So this is where those creating those healthy boundaries and honoring your energy that can help you move forward and stuff. So do you guys have any questions or anything else right now? No? Okay. Am I going too fast? You guys good? Everybody good? Okay. All right, we'll move on to the next one. So I guess it's going to be shorter than 90 minutes through some of the stuff. So, like I said, I was talking about me, and I'm inviting you guys to go deeper. Um, if you like personalized support with your awakening, I am here because that's what I do. If you know people that need support too that you can't help them with, I am here. Send them to me. So my sessions, they're elemental clearing and healing sessions is what I call them. It is a mixture of light language, Reiki. I work with the elementals. I do work with fairies, dragons, unicorns, and mermaids. Um, those are elemental beings and stuff. I create sacred spaces for myself when I do sessions. I offer a 30 minute or an hour session. With these sessions, they're tailored to your needs. If we need to do a past life session, we'll do a past life session. If we just need to do a clearing, we'll just do a clearing. Most of the times it takes 3 Reiki sessions to feel a difference. So with you guys showing up today, we're gonna spin to win, see who wins a free 30-minute session with me. But also, I'll put my stuff in there. You got a discount. It'll be Spirit 10 for 10% off any of my sessions if you want to deep dive and have another session. So it's just these sessions can help with clarity, integration, healing. It also helps you awaken even more and connects you to your inner divinity and your soul. I do brain spotting where I connect you to your soul, your intuition, or manifest a higher version of yourself. So just remember you are not alone. And this journey is hard as hell at sometimes, and it feels like you're losing your mind and that you're crazy. But remember, you're not broken. Finding community, a spiritual mentor, having clearing sessions, being selfish of your energy, that's a good thing because no one else is going to take care of you except you. So creating those healthy boundaries with human and spirit, this is a journey we're all on. And remember, it can suck at times, but know you're never alone. And ask for help whenever needed. Even if it's a silly question, just ask me. That's why I'm here. So there will be a replay so you guys can watch it. All right, let's see. So gr- some final like grounding affirmations and stuff is, I mean, just hold your hands on your heart and ask, okay, what do I need to say? What do I need to do? Because a lot of times when things are struggling, we're dizzy, unbalanced, and life is just crazy. All we have to do is go walk outside and put our feet on the ground and just push all that energy into the ground and stuff and do that for a few minutes. Do it consecutive for a few days or hug a tree. And it helps ground you, your mind, body, and spirit to the earth, to this plane, to this dimension that we're in. So it just helps us release control. So we're not in the fear, we're not controlling the situations and just keep breathing. We have free air. And so, like, we're not taught to breathe fully, through all 3 chambers of our lungs. So, take in the biggest deep breath possible and let it out. Doing that 3 times, it just instantly resets the nerve. I almost have it. Anyways, it's the nerve. I almost spit it out. So even doing that, like the breathing, breath work and stuff like that, but just taking those big deep breaths and just being loud and just being silly with it, it will reset everything instantly. And so being outside also will help reset that because that's what we need to do. We need to honor ourselves. We need to honor our intuition, our energy, our life, because we have purposes here. We are on a mission to heal and clear and remove what no longer serves and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's just really crucial to, make sure we're honoring all that stuff and then having the support, the love and support as well. Gosh, my mouse. There you go. So, do you guys have any questions or anything?
Yeah, I have a couple questions. I really enjoyed your talk. I think it's always great to hear different perspectives, especially like the with grounding. Like I do a lot of grounding, but I've never thought about having like energy come up from the earth. Like I don't know why that's never crossed my mind, but I'm like, I love that because sometimes I don't have a lot of energy. And so to think like, well, the earth has like boundless energy, like well, why not? Why can't I tap into that? So I really liked that. But the questions I had were for, for people, let's say, who are completely new to spirituality and they're kind of just getting started. Out of like everything that you've talked about, what do you think would be like a couple things that they could start with that would be like really helpful for them?
Just starting out. For one, if they can't find a mentor, they can Google to see if they have a metaphysical store.
Mhm.
in town that sells crystals and stuff like that. A hippie store. What is the? I always call it Earth, Air, and Fire. What is the? There's anyways the other store. But just like a metaphysical store and stuff like that, to where they can go in and ask questions and they can look at crystals and stuff like that. But just Googling their symptoms. Google, I mean, is so advanced nowadays, even with all the AI and stuff. So if you just Google, I'm having these symptoms, is this connected to spirituality? Or, and just stuff like that. So does that help answer?
Yeah, definitely. So it sounds like just doing those things and then just seeing what they're drawn to is probably what's
Hmm.
going to speak the most to like being helpful for them to get started. Is that correct?
Yeah, definitely. But
Okay.
finding a mentor and guide is definitely like the number one, so they're not
Yeah.
alone. Because I did this on my all alone, so I didn't know. So
Mhm.
I had to research everything. And still, like even when I was doing the Dark Night of the Soul stuff, I was still alone. People told me they're like, "Well, you need to find joy." Really? I can't. I want to throw a punch you. I can't find joy in me. It's not in me. It is heavy, and I cannot shake it. But
Mhm.
it's just so yeah. But yeah, yeah, even I use the Oracle decks, tarot cards to connect with spirit. I'm like, okay, what's going to be my week today? And then I'll flip out cards, and stuff like that. It's just having those tools of divination and,
Mhm.
working with pendulums, mentors, cards, crystals, and stuff like that. A lot of times with the crystals, it's the power is in us. It's not in the crystal. The power is in us. The crystal just amplifies it. So, like, one good thing, so it could be like once a week, go down and be like, oh, I like this crystal. Let's get an amethyst and see how it makes you feel that week. Then grab another one, a green one, or aventurine, or, quartz. And just like by grabbing, seeing how you resonate with those crystals and seeing what they do for you to see, that's another way. So, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
Did you have another one? You good?
I think I'm good. I'll let you know if I think of another one, but you actually answered my other question within your answer, which was perfect. So thank you.
You're welcome. All right, PJ.
I think we need to go down inside and let go of the chaos of the world and the noise of the world and all the shoulds and the woulds and the coulds and you have to and you must. And if you want to be successful and happy, you have to do it this way. And you should eat these things because we get rich if you eat all these kind of foods and go, shopping here. And you need a new coat and you need a new, So I
Yeah.
think we need to push the world away and all the noise and
Hmm.
get down inside and listen to the whispers of your true self. I tell the story like before you were born or whatever life you were in, you were up in heaven, bouncing, walking through the clouds, holding hands with your true self, skipping, laughing, and everything was perfect. Then you had to go be born
Yeah.
and you let go of your true self's hand in that birthing process and she's or he's been waiting and calling there's so much out there that everybody's telling you need to do that you're not hearing the whispers of your true self and your mission and your goal and your essence is still trying to reach you. And that's what I want to get to the people, young people who need to know these kind of stories until they don't have to wait till they're in their late 70s to figure it out. Get it down to the beginning when you're a teenager. You have to hear all the bad stuff. You have to know the rules and you have to follow some of them, but then you have to be able to shake them off and get down and listen to your true self. And that's where everything can change. And I call that living in the now, where you can actually see your whole being, turn it just a little and let it take you to what you're going to do next. But right now, this, us, that's all there is. Nothing else is real. This is the only
Right.
thing that's real, what you're in right at this moment. And if you can stay in the now, everything is perfect.
Right. It is. And that's why we have leaders like you and everybody else on this call and like me. We're here to help the next person, even if it's one person. Some of us have bigger dreams to help and connect with other people. But I mean, it's our job to honor ourselves and show the way and anchor in more of that light and that love. And so it can ripple effect, it can ripple out of us. So it can help imprint the next person. Just by me talking to you guys today, I'm imprinting you to where maybe 5 years down the road, be like, oh my God, that girl, I was in that class. Oh yeah, I remember what she was saying now. It makes sense. So that's what happens. It's a ripple effect. And so we're able to shift, and that's what we have to do is get rid of all the chaos, get rid of the constructs and the controls, the narcissism. And it's just work with our inner divinity because, as we're born, we go through the veil of forgetfulness and we don't remember who we are. So that's our job in this life. Let's wake up and see who we are. Let's connect with our soul. Let's connect with this thing. Let's experience this. Let's experience that and stuff. And so a lot of people's paths get harder if they stop listening or don't listen, if they don't see the signs and they don't shift or they don't take that 5 seconds to breathe. Because when you stay in this moment, like you were saying, it was just that's the only moment that exists. The past is gone, the future hasn't been created. Because with timelines, we're all on timelines. We all have a set outcome. This is the day we die, this is what we've experienced, this is where we go out. So before you get to that timeline, it's like a tree. One day you turn left instead of right. So by doing that, like you shifted your timeline a little bit. So you're able to, experience something else a little bit. We still have the one same outcome no matter what, but it's the journey is to navigate through all those other timelines and experiences to awaken to fully to ourselves. And so by waking more to us, we're able just by being in the moment is the only truest moment that exists. And so we're able to connect in the silence, we're able to connect to spirit, to our soul, and able just to even grow just a little bit more each day. And so as we excavate more of the weight, because where I'm at today, I wouldn't change it for the world, you know what I mean? But it's how I am, my energy, my cup is filled up more often and stuff like that compared to a couple years ago. But I had to do the work. I had to experience the crap. I had to fix my triggers. Well, not fix them, heal my triggers. I had to do shadow work. I had to past life work and do all that other stuff. I had to do all these things to where I could, so the darkness wasn't taken over to where I could heal better, heal more, and be able to have more brighter days. Because, like I said earlier, we go down and then we have to go back and then we go back up. So when you excavate this darkness, then you get to go back to a higher vibration and it lasts for more days than just one, and it just continues. Like sometimes you have one good day, one bad day, one good day, one bad day. It's just, but it's the experience, opening the store. I was frustrated because it didn't go as planned. So I was struggling and stuff. And then I was sitting there one day and in the spring and I just heard, "You're not enjoying the journey." And I said, "No, I am not, am I?" Because what if my sister and I help other women open businesses, help other people open businesses? And I'm learning the right way and the wrong way, or what this worked and what didn't work, and taking these classes to learn more and having business mentors and stuff like that. What if all these other people, we get to do this for the business by coaching other women and other people to open businesses? So it's like I was not enjoying my journey and what was going on. And sometimes we get lost in the chaos and the drama. But really, when it comes down to it, we're here to experience and live life to the fullest. And each moment is just can be as beautiful as the next. And finding more joyful things, finding something like my daughter is my light. And just being in her space for 2 seconds shifts my mood every single time. So finding someone, something to help shift your vibration naturally. If it's getting too dark, go ahead and do that. But reach out to have help for other people too, from other people as well. So yay. We're doing good. Okay. So I'm first announcing I don't even know where it's at. There it is. So on here, I'm going to share my screen. Oh, I forgot to hit the wrong button. I'm still learning. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. So I'm going to start offering this. This is like the first day I'm announcing it and stuff like that. So you guys get to be my little guinea pigs. And I don't know what to do. What do I do? I don't know here. We're just going to go for it. We're going to see what happens. Okay. Can you see it okay?
Yep, I can see it.
Okay. Oh, won't let me shift over. So I am doing one-on-one spiritual mentorships. I'm offering 3 months, 6 months, and we'll talk about what your outcome is for the 3 months or 6 months. They're going to be you're going to save $222 for 3 months or $445 for the 6 months. There we go. So these are my first you guys are my first announcements. So this is what I'm going to be offering because I want to help people shift their world and transform like I have. I want to help clear out the stuff that holds them back from standing in their power and their authentic self. And so, yeah, so I'm going to be offering spiritual mentorships instead of, I'll still do my Akashic records, my Reiki and stuff like that. But this is going to be a dedicated program to people that are ready to shift. And I'm so excited. And yes, it'll be 2 1-hour sessions a month, and it'll be a mixture of everything I do. For the 3 months, it's going to for sure be 3 Reiki sessions because, like I said, after 3 Reiki sessions, you'll notice a difference. The first one, you feel freeing and just lighter, but after 3, you definitely know the shift and feel the shift. And then with the 6 months, there will be 6 Reiki sessions in that. But also, we'll be doing past life. I'll do a little bit of brain spotting to help people connect to their soul and their intuition, which is cool because I was in the class with Kara when we did this, and it was mind blowing. So definitely. So yeah, I'm going to teach you how to protect and clear your energy, how to create intentions every day, and just have a day by day guidebook for 3 months or 6 months just to help shift your world and help you out. So those are my big announcements. I've been doing stop sharing. I've been doing these retreats. I found a new business mentor and it was how to host a retreat like for free or whatever. I was in her thing. I had a lot of aha moments because when the student is ready, the teacher comes. And so it's cool to be in new people's spaces that are high energy and stuff like that. And fairy like me when I get really excited. But it's just cool to have a lot of these new aha moments. So I've kind of been rebranding my stuff and everything. And it's just cool. Life is absolutely amazing. And surrendering to the process is hard. Having faith is hard. Oh shit, did I close it out? Seriously? I did. Where's my wheel? It's okay, I'll make a new one. Damn, I closed out of it. Hold on, guys, sorry. Oh wait, no, I didn't. No, it's right here. Yay. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I've learned a lot on computers and programs lately, and I'm so proud of myself, but some of it I would really like an assistant. So I'm manifesting an assistant. I'm so excited. Yes. Okay, so the wheel, where's it at? Okay. All right, so she's not here. That one's not here. Chris is here. Emily's here. That one's not here. Jacqueline didn't show up. Jennifer O'Connor. Cody. Kyoko. Nope. Nope. Nope.
You could just
Nope.
spin it, and if they're not here, you just spin it again.
Yeah. Well, there was 20 people, so I didn't want to.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty typical too.
Yeah. So I'll just get your pretty names on there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, now I need to share my screen. This is so cool. So exciting. Okay, I'll share my screen again. Spin the wheel. Let's see. Share. Okay, look at that. Ready? So this is for a free 30-minute healing session with me. And Chris won the free Akashic Records for inviting the most friends. And so I will send you the link to that. But I will give you a 10% discount. Spirit 10 is the thing. So yes, so this is for a free 30-minute session with me. So you ready? Receive it? And you ready to be Oh, spin right here, sorry. Come on. Cinnamon. Are you excited?
Yes.
She said she knew
Yay!
she was going to win.
We've been in a retreat all week, and that's the same thing. I won yesterday, and one of the other gals, I knew I was going to win. That's funny. That is so cute.
Yeah.
All right, so let me do these real quick. So you guys can, what are we doing? Okay, so here is my scheduling, if you want that. Spirit 10 is the discount, 10% discount. And Chris, I'll just send you both the links for you and your mom. And then you guys can schedule that stuff. I mean, you guys can come in person. I don't mind.
Okay. Awesome.
You guys
Thank you.
just live right down the road. So you guys can schedule them the same day if you want. And I'll just do one after another, whatever you guys want to do.
Sounds good.
And then Missy's creating that other class. So I'll text you about that. She hasn't picked a date yet. So I'm trying to help her pick a date. So, but yeah. So, and then if you guys are interested in the mentorship and stuff, just holler at me because we're all friends on Facebook and stuff. And I'll send out links. And if you have any questions, I am here. And yeah, anything else for you guys? Well, this was so cool. I had so much fun.
Good job.
Thank
Good job.
you.
Thank you, Danielle.
Thank you.
Happy
You
now.
guys are so welcome.
Bye.
We'll talk soon.
All right. Take care.
Good job.
Bye.